Good evening, everybody. It is Monday night here at Beyond the Airways, the Infinity Project. It is time for a brand new week, as usual. But anyway,
Does it have to be a new week?
yes, it's gotta be a new week.
God damn it. Why couldn't we have more time in weekends?
I don't know. This has got to be a time. I feel like there's got to be a time to work and a time to play. So that's how I feel.
Screw it.
All right. So anyway, it is Monday. That means it's time for Monday Mania. That means we just basically catch up with what happened over the weekend. Plus, there's some crazy things that happened today. And I'll tell you about that in a few minutes. Anyway, I am your host for
Like
tonight.
Shirley losing her mind.
Don't remind me, Frodo. Seriously. All right. But anyway, I'm your host for tonight. I'm Oddbog Stream and currently joined by 5 of my crazy cohorts. Although you can't see one of them yet. All right,
Yeah, she
first.
decided to play Heidi
Yeah.
on us.
Hi. Below on my bottom right is our master and creator Frodo. Hello, Frodo.
Bang!
Over to my immediate left, we have Joker and Oracle. Although Joker's the one
Oracle,
we've
say
seen.
hi to Oracle. Say hi.
Hi, Oracle.
There you go.
Hey, Oracle.
She's causing trouble, so don't believe anything she says right now.
Yeah. Anyway, to my immediate right is our resident star child, Janet. Hello, Janet.
Hello, how's it going? Ouch, ouch.
Ouch, ouch, ouch. And finally, at
I'll
my bottom
explain later.
yeah, at my bottom left is our resident B button, John. Hello, John.
Hey, Shirley.
Janet, would you like me to give you about a dozen or two of caltrops?
What in the heck are caltrops?
Little spikes that you can put on the floor to mess with people.
No.
Okay, yeah. Whatever.
Or should we get you about a dozen whoopee cushions to mess with everyone in your home with?
I have no idea what he just said.
Whoopee cushion.
Bunch of whoopee
Oh.
cushions. You remember those?
Yes.
AKA fart pillows.
Yes.
Okay. That's what I get for like.
Maybe Shirley could use one for her mom.
No, I'm not doing that to her. Forget it.
You
How
know
about your
what?
brother?
I don't want him either.
You know what? There is something out on the market. It's in a jar about this big,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of like not not as thin as slime, but anyway, it's fart in a jar is basically what it was advertised as, fart in a jar.
Wow.
And Natural Wonders in the mall used to sell it before it went out of business. And one guy told me he bought fart in a jar and he took it to church with him.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
I would have taken it to the church and gotten myself on the PA system to do it.
Oh God.
I don't think it makes the sound, Frodo.
Hello, Maddie. I see
Hey,
Maddie.
Maddie.
Hi, Maddie Kitty. Hi, Maddie
Just a
Kitty.
second.
Hi.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Lulu.
So
Shirley, you okay?
anyway,
Hold on a second. Bear with me, growl.
growl.
Hey, Maddie.
Okay.
Does Maddie have a collar, Sarah?
Yes.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay.
Say hi, Maddie.
Yeah, say hello to one of our mascots, Maddie. Hello, Maddie.
Lulu's hiding around somewhere.
Yeah, Lulu's somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, back in my
But
room.
anyway, it got up in the 80s again today.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Mercifully-
Saju's in the chat also. Hey,
Hi,
Saju.
Saj.
Hey, Sandra.
What's up?
Saju.
Kind of like you.
But anyway, it hit the 80s, 85 degrees. It's supposed to be 75 tomorrow. And that's supposed to drop another 10 degrees on Wednesday.
When
You
do
know
you
what,
get-
Janet?
What?
I think you need to move.
Where?
I don't know.
I know exactly where it'd be best for this troublemaker to move.
Oh no.
Not Iowa.
Nope, I wasn't thinking Iowa. Honest.
Okay, where?
Volstock Station.
Huh?
Volstock
Nani?
Station is in Siberia.
No,
It's in Antarctica.
Oh,
It's a Russian research station.
oh
I
boy.
thought it was Vostok, not Volstock.
yeah, you're right, Vostok.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Or go to
there's where.
Vladivostok, Russia.
What? It's dry cold.
I know,
Yeah.
Yeah, but
but
the cold's
too
like
dry.
it's too dry, and the cold is like 100 degrees below zero.
Hmm.
Well, let me check what it is right now.
Well, they should be. It should be.
Uh,
I know they were at the time of they had a lot of sun, unlike Alaska where they go days without the sun. So
Okay, in Antarctica they do both. They're just getting ready to go without sun this time of year.
oh, okay.
Let's see. What is Vostok Station's temperature right now? Oh, it's not that bad.
Is it minus 67 below? Is it minus 67?
Nope, it's negative 64.
That was close.
Typical Russian winter.
And as Ryan Stiles sang in that episode of Who's Line, Russia, our women are like men.
Actually, wait, it's not 67. That's the how it feels.
Oh, that's the
Its
wind chill.
actual its air temperature is negative 47.
Who's glitching?
Not me.
Alright.
Not me, to my knowledge.
Probably me.
Yeah, I'm kidding. I'm not glitching.
Anyway, oh,
No,
this is why
but
glad.
the actual air temperature at Vostok Station in Antarctica, right now is negative 47.
Okay. So that's not as
Getting
bad as I
off
thought.
the subject of the cold weather makes me glad I don't insist on going to a shopping mall. There was a all-out brawl in Bath and Body Works. I saw it on video, Facebook video this morning.
Uh-huh.
And get out! Don't touch me! Get out!
What the heck were they fighting over?
I don't know.
Mask, more than likely.
Probably the mask, or probably a mask mandate or something.
Some were wearing masks and some weren't.
Well, here's the first thing we start with. I think you guys saw me post this. The CDC has put up new guidance saying if you have been fully vaccinated, you can be around others fully vaccinated, no mask, no social distancing.
Finally.
So I would say that is a step in the right direction.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. And now, like I said, here in Alabama, the last day of the mandate is supposed to be April 9th, and after that, I believe it's going to go to personal choice. Now, that's going to depend on how many Alabamians will have the vaccine fully by that point, which is fine. I have no problem with that. I'm going to wear it just out of precaution because it may be a while before I get into that age range because I'm only 46. So,
Shirley,
yes.
we got a little bit of good news.
What's that?
We had very few COVID reports of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how many deaths we have from COVID?
How many?
0.
Hey, now that's a good thing.
That's a
Mhm.
start.
That's good.
True Monday
Uh-huh.
media.
Mm-hmm.
And a week from today, I get my first shot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's going to be the. Do you know which company did the one-shot
Pfizer or
vaccine?
Johnson & Johnson did the one shot.
That's what I.
Okay, well, I'm going with Pfizer.
Okay, so Pfizer and Moderna,
Is my-
Pfizer and Moderna have the 2. Johnson & Johnson has the 1.
Yeah, I went
Yeah.
with Pfizer. Pfizer and Moderna were the only two choices I had
Okay, well that's okay.
because the Johnson & Johnson wasn't in our area just yet.
Yeah.
But you know what? Even if they relax the ordinance,
Mhm.
what are you writing in the air?
Flesh kick.
Okay.
But
Larry.
anyway, I'm still going to wear a mask.
I don't blame you because you have a compromised immune system right now.
Uh huh.
And me, I'm going to wear it out of precaution. It's like I'm not going to force everybody else to wear one, but just don't force me to take mine off. That's all I ask.
Bingo.
Because
That's how I feel.
I love my
Shirley,
masks, and the best thing is they're reusable, and I wash them. Don't worry, I do. I have to. I don't want to, because if I don't, that's
Shirley,
getting
you're
just
banned from wearing masks for the foreseeable future.
on this
Well,
show,
you
but
know what?
not when I'm out there.
I've got 3 Among Us. These are all the cloth masks I have. 3 Among Us, a black one, 2 white ones. I have 6 cloth masks, and I still have to wear a paper mask under them if I want to wear the cloth mask over it.
Yeah,
Because when I go to get my treatments,
totally understandable.
yep.
Millions.
Of peaches.
I was actually gonna say souls.
Oh my.
Yeah, hey, peaches are more edible than souls.
Yeah,
Depends on who you are.
yeah. It depends on Soylent Green too.
Oh yeah,
Well, no,
Soylent
that's
Green.
just bodies.
No,
Souls are
Soylent Green
people.
was people crackers.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
never
I
did see
know.
the movie, but I do remember Soylent Green was people crackers.
Yeah. I'll tell you something funny. And on Pluto TV now they have the Price is Right, the Barker era with a lot of the Bob Barker episodes. It is so fun to see all of these brand names and cars that don't exist anymore.
Did they
I'll be back
sell
in a minute.
any
I'm gonna make a call.
Did they give away any Pintos yet?
No Pintos. And I found out something interesting. They are not putting on the first 10 seasons because they had fur coats. And of course, Bob Barker was an activist against fur. So they have like from the 1982 season to the 1983 for now. But they're not going to air those particular episodes because of the fact that, they were selling some of the prices were real fur coats, and Bob Barker had a thing against that, which I don't fault him for. That's fine.
You're going to prison.
Ooh, you all right there?
Yeah, just weather's changing in my neck of the woods, so it's getting
Oh
risky.
yeah, and that's the crazy part. You see, my mother says the weather crazy like people. I said, Mom, this is the time of year where it can be 40 degrees in the morning and 80 degrees by afternoon
Yeah.
because the air is so dry. It's
Actually,
common
the
here
year
this time of
around
year.
here is kind of humid because of the melting snow.
hmm And you have a possibility. I think somewhere in your area, I think you got a possibility of thunderstorms soon.
Yeah.
Thursday.
Saw
Yeah,
rain on Wednesday.
Wednesday,
yeah,
Thursday.
yeah. I
Okay,
saw
I
that,
think it's
but
springtime.
they're not saying anything severe per se. But
Yeah.
You never know.
yeah. This is the,
And
hey, think of it this way.
honestly,
This is the time of year where Mike, John, Chaos, and me, we could all be impacted by severe weather because you could have a long cold front and it could affect everybody all the way across the board. So,
Oh yeah.
and it can also affect Janet. There's been some storm systems that have occurred that
yeah,
stretched all the way to Janet from us.
that's true.
Very nice.
Excuse me.
But but yeah, we as a show, we are a huge proponents of monitoring weather.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
As
absolutely.
such, when weather starts striking anywhere in the United States, we are going to reactivate our weather report function of the show
Mm-hmm.
just as a safety measure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And if anyone remembers last year's ridiculous
Hurricane season.
hurricane season,
Oh, yeah.
how accurate I was in my guesses.
Mm-hmm.
John, you weren't here at the time, but with some of my training as a storm spotter,
Mm.
right? When hurricanes were threatening the coasts, I would literally look at the maps that I have available to me, look at some of the data sets that we were getting, and make predictions about generally where a storm was going to hit. The fun thing is, more times than not, I was right.
Nice. So, what was your batting average there,
That's
roughly, or do you remember?
out of I think it was 15 storms we looked at last year, wasn't it, Shirley?
I believe so. Yeah.
About 15 storms I got within about a 50-mile stretch of where I said it would land about 14 times.
Very nice.
Yeah.
When is the best day for selling?
And that wasn't anything but me
Hmm.
looking at the weather service data,
Oh yeah.
looking at a couple maps,
Hmm.
and just thinking about where it's likely to strike and just taking the guess.
Okay.
Right.
And like I said, it was all a guess.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
And
Now if we can tell
people think I'm
now if we can tell those idiots who get upset when their shows get interrupted, we're trying to save your life, people.
yeah, and that's part of the reason why we choose to do it for our show,
Mm-hmm.
because we want our
We want everybody to
we
be
want
safe.
exactly. We want all of our fans to be safe when we're on
You'll
air,
be all right, Janet.
and we want everyone to know that we are a news source. You know,
Hmm.
we may not be huge news, but we are news.
Yeah.
And we want people to know that we have their best interests at heart.
Yeah. In other words, we got a nose for the news.
Speaking of news, there was some good and bad news in the Senate the Senate and House.
Mm-hmm.
Um which way is good and bad is up to your definitions thereof. But the $1.9 trillion America Rescue Plan that includes $1,400 checks for everyone making less than $80,000 a year passed.
Hmm?
The
Well, it's got to go back to
The
the
House.
house first.
the House, but based on what's going on, it's likely to pass the House on the second read and then go to the president's desk.
Yep.
Yeah.
But this is questionable news at best. Um, the $15 gradual increase for minimum wage did not pass.
No. It didn't.
Honestly, I'm sick and tired. Now, I'm going to go on a little rant here, but it's not a rocket worthy rant.
Okay. Hey, Janet, mic down.
Mute Jan.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
Where in the
Okay.
hell are they going to get the trillions to pay for that?
That's
gonna
been the
come
big
from-
Place
question.
they've gotten it in the past, Janet.
Mhm.
Yep.
Screw little people, huh?
Well, anyway, getting back to what I was saying, I'm gonna rant a little bit, but not like supernova rant rocket, just a little bit.
That's fine.
But here's my question. Everyone in the United States, it doesn't matter what state you live in, what city, what municipality, it doesn't matter. If you are making $7.25 an hour, which is minimum wage nationwide, unless a local government has dictated for that government the minimum wage is higher, but let's just not get into that. Let's just stick to the 725. Nowhere in this country can you get a one-bedroom apartment, maintain a car, maintain your home maintain living and food and utilities on 725 an hour, one job.
Mm-mm.
You can't do it. Now, I don't think that's fair, personally. Do I believe that businesses have the right to dictate who's worth what? Yes, but I do think that dictation of who's worth what should be livable wages.
Okay, an average
Okay.
one bedroom apartment, I've seen them for $1,300 a month,
Ugh.
and that's
I
for
pay
one
Okay,
half of
bedroom.
that
let's
for
let's
mine.
let's take my apartment here in Cedar Rapids. I pay we pay 445 a month for my apartment.
Mhm.
Okay? Most apartment complexes will not rent to you unless you make 3x rent
Mhm.
minimally.
Right.
Okay, so that means 445 times 3 is
Over 1,200.
1,335 a month.
yep,
That's
1335 a
take
month
home.
minimally.
Mm.
That's take home, yes. Okay, so in order to rent any apartment in Cedar Rapids, and this is one of the lower priced where we live, one of the lower priced one bedroom options, you have to have an income. One person, $1,300 a month.
Yeah.
Okay, we're one of the lower prices, generally speaking, in the country,
Mhm.
because the closer you get to either coast, the higher the price is going to be. Okay, at that, so here, if you take, and I'm going to pull up my calculator just so I can get correct numbers here. Okay,
That's fine.
so apologies, I'm loading up a program.
Well, let's find calculator.
Yeah, all right, because I don't want to give inaccurate information. So 7.25 times 40 hours a week gives you a gross of $290
Are you sure about
a week. Yes.
that? Okay.
290, so
Wait. Let me check something.
1,160 per month. Now, is that
Right.
pre-tax or post?
Times that by 4 equals 1160 per month.
Mhm.
Now, if you minus, now I'm just going to make a rough guesstimate here,
Okay.
but let's just say you get taxed 20%. Your take home is 928 a month.
Mhm.
There is no apartment in Cedar Rapids except for the HUD subsidized apartments, which include Geneva Towers and Hawthorne Hills, that you can live in an apartment for that much.
Hmm.
Period. Now, if we multiply that by two, so two full time jobs, you get 1856.
Mhm.
That's still quite a lot less than what you should have. And that's meaning that you'd be going from one job directly to the other job, no rest, no nothing. You'd have maybe 6 hours a night of sleep. It can't be done. It
Mhm.
can't be done. So that's assumptions, okay? Now
Right.
let's use Cedar Rapids and my apartment for example. Minus 445 gives you 1411. Uh, minus say 200 for gas, like fuel for your car. Minus 100 for electric. Minus
100 for
28.
electric. I barely pay more than a third of that a month.
I'm doing some assumptions, John.
Okay.
Minus 28 for gas like natural gas. Uh minus, if you're going to get internet and you're going to not use cable, you'd want to have decent cable, so decent internet. So we pay about 120 in our cable bill, minus 60 for my phone, minus 15 per month for Sarah's phone, $45 every 3 months. That's 15 a month. Well, I'm just okay. Let me correct myself here.
And I think the formula E equals MC squared is in there somewhere too. No.
Oh, don't forget, Pi Day comes up next week.
Oh, that's
True.
right. Pi Day. Can't wait for that.
But
The
okay,
only
Nothing
reason I
wild,
knew
but don't
about
remind
it, the
me.
only reason I knew about it is they were promoting Pi Day at bashes.
let's
Huh.
see. Then if we assume, let's just say grocery bill, uh, 350 maybe per month.
Hmm.
That leaves you with 553 per month. Okay. Now, what else goes out of that? Oh, health insurance if you have it.
Hmm.
Um, different taxes that come through. And putting some in your do not touch savings account. The
Hmm.
problem with this is, even with two jobs, okay, even with two jobs, living at minimum wage is nigh on impossible.
Right.
Okay, now, do I think that every person who works deserves great gobs of money? No.
No, it just depends on the job.
Right. But do I think that everyone who has a job should be able to safely and securely live without having to live in your parents' basement? Yes.
Yeah, because
Oh,
I.
you know what? My
I just,
mom did not make minimum wage. She had to depend on her tips
Hmm.
to make a decent living. But that's kind of hard to depend on your tips when you have to share your tips with your bus hop and the bartender.
Also, going with that, also, I think that loophole needs to be shut tight. Because here's the thing, that there's a loophole in the law regarding minimum wage, where if someone is expected to get tips, hello, you're a busboy. Hello, you're a bus
Waitress.
waitress.
person. You're a waiter or waitress. You're a server at a restaurant. Whatever. You're expected to get tips. The problem is, sometimes those tips don't equal up. And in all honesty, you shouldn't have to rely on the generosity of others to survive in this world.
Right.
Go
Uh,
ahead, John.
quick thing. May be mistaken. This may only be for the state of Illinois, but as I recall, Johnny Law actually says that employers are required to make sure that, regardless of how many tips their employees are making, that they make the equivalent of minimum wage for the hours worked.
In some states that's true, in some states that's not. In
Okay.
Iowa, I don't think they give a shit less. For example, if Ashley were working uh as a waitress and she earned 325 an hour as her base rate, right? And she's taxed assuming 725 an hour minimum wage, right? You could end up days, weeks of work where you actually make negative balance.
That's true.
Okay.
I'll be
The
back in a
tax
minute. I'm
rate
gonna
for
hit my. I'm turn off
325
my
should be the
video.
same
Yeah.
for 750. I don't
But
know why it would be.
what I'm saying is that I'm using Ashley as an example only because she is working right now. It's nothing bad. But if
Okay.
she made that little, which is what you're allowed to make on when you're a waitress or waiter, right? You're allowed to make under minimum wage because they assume you're going to make your tips. What happens if you don't make your tips?
Yeah, my mom has come home several nights with little or nothing because people didn't leave tips. People did not leave any tips.
I
She had some of her people that did not leave any tips. I
I
know I've been up when she came home dragging her butt.
but my point isn't that it's
Excuse
my
me.
point is this in saying this, John, and I understand if you disagree. I have no problem with that. You and I both agree to disagree and respect each other no matter what. My point is this. Why is it that any single
Oh,
worker in this
excuse me.
godforsaken country should make less than what is necessary for you to live in a one bedroom apartment on your own without having to depend on government
Someone else.
handouts?
Hmm.
Is that
Well,
fair?
No, because let me.
um,
Yeah, go ahead, John. I'm sorry.
well, Frodo, to answer your question, because of the fact that not everybody's going to be selling their time doing something at a rate that's going to be worth that apparently minimum livable wage. The thing of it is, my question is, and this may sound like I'm asking something that's already been answered. Should you be allowed to make a career out of a minimum wage job? Because the problem is, originally, jobs like that weren't supposed to be for people who were trying to take care of themselves. They were supposed to be for teenagers who lived with their parents and who were learning how to work.
Hmm.
Exactly. But here's the problem, because that's the federally mandated minimum wage, a lot of employers use that minimum wage to say, we're going to increase our profits because we don't have to pay our employees a livable wage. We can pay them 7.25 an hour as a law clerk. Now, this is an exaggeration, okay? Let me just make that clear. I'm making an exaggeration to prove a valid point, okay?
Okay.
Well, this law clerk, I only have to pay her 7.25 an hour because that's all I am required to pay her. So herp derp derp derp, even though she does a lot of good work for us, we're gonna pay her 7.25 an hour and make it so that she has to get a second full-time job to be able to afford an apartment on her own. You know,
Um, Frodo,
there's you can't. I'm not saying that all employers are this way, but you can't deny that some are.
Frodo, here's something I'm not sure you took into account. Employers have to be competitive in what they offer. They can't just be pre-Reformation Ebenezer Scrooges to everybody who walks in their door, because chances are one of their competitors is going to do better, and they're going to be the ones who get the talent. I know it's tempting to think that employers take laws like this and just use them as an excuse to skinflint. If they did, I wouldn't make what I make because they'd say, you don't deserve to make 74K a year pre-tax. You're an engineer. You sit in a comfortable office. Some shit like that. But they pay it anyway because the work I do is lucrative.
I know
You
for
mentioned
you,
law
for
clerk.
you, you're a very sought after commodity in jobs. But what I'm saying, being, my point in saying this is simply that this, okay? Why should a company who uses an employee, like as my example was, a law clerk who does a lot of good stuff for the law firm, it being filing, affidavit formation, whatever a law clerk does. I don't know all of it. But why should that law clerk only get 7.25 an hour just because she's it's the minimum allowable? You get what I'm saying? That's my
Yes, I
point.
do. And my point is because of the fact that she's not doing something that's lucrative enough to the firm to merit more than that.
Well, and I understand your point, and
But it's the law clerk's hard work. She does all the fines and blah 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 that helps the law firm
That
when they're with their cases. What?
well,
hard
and
work is digging a ditch by hand. But
but
nobody in their right mind would pay me livable salaries to do that when, among other things, there are almost myriads of tools you can use to do it more easily because the ditch just isn't that valuable.
Yeah,
Okay, I see your point.
yeah, and then there was a situation I had when I was at my old job. I was making, pretty good money. But then, of course, the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
And what happened was we were basically forced to go down to 4 days a week instead of five. And what made, this made me upset a little bit because I was not getting paid even half of what the people on unemployment were getting paid every week.
And that is completely bogus.
Right. And
that is, I agree
even
with
my
that.
plant manager totally agreed. Now, if I were making that $800+ a week and such, and they wanted me to come back and work, I would go back to work. The problem was a lot of people did not want to go back to work because, hey, I want to keep my $800 a week. Me, it's like I want to go back to work. I don't care if I get less money. I just want to go back to work.
And in my case, Shirley, I'm going to take it another step for you. Okay? I'm I'm speaking specifically for myself here, but I don't like feeling like a bump on the log all the time. I actually want to do something. I want to work.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be profitable. I know myself. I have plenty of marketable skills. John and everyone on the group can attest this. I am a very intelligent person, and I can use my intelligence for a lot of companies'
Oh,
benefits.
yeah.
But I have not been able to get a job at all because I have I've been disabled most of my life. And yes, I still am, but that doesn't mean I don't want to work.
Yeah.
I want to. I want to have a job.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? It's just I've never been able to. You know, it boils down to this. If I'm still going to be on supplemental, which more than likely I will be, that's because I can't make the money that I need to live with my wife alone. We She pays most of the bills. Do you think I feel good about that?
No, of
Do
course
you
not.
really think it makes me as a man
Not at all.
feel good that I have to depend on her all the time? And no, this isn't some so chauvinistic
Sexist thing.
I'm the man, I'm the macho man bullshit. This is I want to feel equal.
Mm-hmm.
You get
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not a chauvinistic thing. It's not I'm the man, I should be earning the money. No.
It's, I
Okay.
want to take care of the wife I love.
Exactly. And my point in this is can't we just say on a universal level, okay? Universally across the board, nationwide, that if anyone is out doing a job where they're taking time of their lives to provide a service or or a trade or anything like that to someone else, do they not deserve a fair payment, a fair chance to keep a roof over their heads so that they don't have to live on a cardboard box under a bridge or live in their parents' basement.
Mhm.
And no, I'm not dissing on people that live with their parents.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is if you wanted to be on your own, right?
Mhm.
Shouldn't you be able to do that?
Yeah.
It, it depends on what you want to do, man.
That's
I
true.
think one of my favorite examples, this was actually something my brother came up with simply, is the
Go ahead,
concept
I'm
of
listening.
basket weaving. The idea of students going to college because they want to learn uh, something relatively arcane like basket weaving, and they want to be able to make a lucrative career out of it, and they can't because there's no demand for it,
Mhm.
and they spend a pretty penny that didn't come out of their own pocket on their education. All of a sudden, they're up shit creek without a paddle, and
Yeah,
question
that's a
is,
good example. Okay, but like for me, the jobs that I want, John,
hmm,
are marketable. My,
exactly the same for me.
Mike, you know how good I am at computers. Mike
Oh
and
yeah.
Ash, Mike and Ash know how good I am at computers. Shirley knows how damn good I am at computers, even when I'm not in direct contact with the computer in question. I can do crazy shit.
Yes.
That isn't a joke. That isn't a hyperbole.
Mm.
But the thing is, people don't understand.
Mm.
Okay, what I'm going to say has a lot of emotion behind it, so if I have a few tears, I apologize in advance.
That's
Okay.
okay.
But I don't think anyone truly understands how emasculating it is to not be able to prove to the woman you love how much she actually means to you. If I could right now, let's just be blunt honest, if I could right now, I would buy her a bouquet of roses the likes you never thought you'd see. I would buy her the biggest box of chocolates I could find. I would buy her shit that would blow her frickin' mind. You know, I'd buy her fucking gold rings. I'd buy her whatever. Okay? It makes me, as a man who loves someone, feel like the ass end of an elephant. That I can't do this shit. That I can't make my wife smile just by doing something random and kind. I can't do that because I don't have money. All of my money gets put into keeping a roof over our heads. All of my money goes to making sure we have a home.
Mhm.
Don't you think for a moment that I'd want to give her something special? Give her something amazing?
Yeah, it's like this. It's like this picture I saw. You saw a man on a subway. He's got like a little bouquet of flowers and a box and a pizza box. People are thinking, "Oh, that's ridiculous. You shouldn't be getting that." It's like, look, if this is what the guy can afford, I say go for it because at least he's doing something. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be something super fancy. Something as simple as a pizza can make the difference.
But you get what I'm saying,
Yeah,
right? It
mm-hmm,
Oh
it
yes,
I get it.
it it,
We
it,
do
brother.
get it.
it is
I sorry.
absolutely emasculating to not be able to do something. I mean, hell, I I got her a little lion with some hard candies for Valentine's Day. It was about this big. It cost me $10. she loves it. But,
Mhm.
if I could have afforded it, I would have gotten her something huge, something she could have used as a body pillow. You know? I mean, she literally means the world to me. She treats me with a respect that I've never gotten from anyone, and yet I'm useless. And that's exactly how I feel. That
To
is
her, you're
exact.
not you. To her, you're not useless, Frodo.
But you see,
Remember that. To her, you're
that's the
not
thing.
useless.
That's the thing, Janet. Speaking in the same line as Shirley has been the last few days, it makes me feel fucking useless. Okay? Shirley's been going through hell mentally because of a lot of shit she couldn't control. But this, what I'd want to do for her, if I could, not being able to makes me feel like I'm a piece of shit. Let's just be blunt. What do you think, Mike?
Hold on a second. Pause the game.
Frodo, to give him a little time, I think I should tell you some of the ways I wind up feeling emasculated. I went to college to study mechanical engineering. Do you agree that that's a salable field to study?
Oh, yeah.
For whatever reason, I've never been able to find a job in my field. I couldn't find one in the area where I was living. Granted, it was trying to die economically, but I couldn't find one there. Couldn't find one anywhere else. And now the closest thing, this is how I put the closest thing I have to that, Frodo. I am trained to design mechanic and to analyze mechanical systems so that they work. And I am tasked with trying to learn computing languages I've never heard of to generate reports automatically because apparently people can't type them out for themselves. I am not happy with the work I do, and it's probable that I'm not going to find it unless I leave this company because they apparently think that being a mechanical engineer is beneath somebody like me. I don't
Yeah.
know how that relates in your
No, you
mind.
you make a valid point, John, and I very much appreciate it. You,
Thank you.
you have anything you want to say, Mike?
Honestly, how I feel about the whole thing, I've tried looking for jobs that meet my abilities the best that I could.
Mhm.
Each of them ended up so short because the employers that I worked for did not give a damn about how I was feeling. Every day, at the end of the day, I would come home so sore, so much in pain that I just couldn't do it anymore. I just stopped. I just stopped looking.
I wouldn't blame you for that.
And the fact that COVID is being a major pain in the neck doesn't help me either because I'm worried about giving it to Ash, worrying about giving it to Mom. Like right now, I just don't care. I'm on SSI. I receive Social Security. I don't care. Something will come out of it. Something will.
Just like with you, Shirley.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
here's
oh, go ahead,
but
Mike.
I'm going to take it another step further. It's not up to me. It's not up to me. It's up to God. And I know that we have differences and viewpoints on this, but I believe that God has His hand on this.
Believe the
Uh,
same.
there's
I
another
do.
saying that God never gives you much, gives you more than you
Too
can
much to
handle.
handle.
Yeah,
Hmm.
God never gives you more than you can handle.
Hmm.
I gotta say something. This now feels like it's gone from Monday Mania to Blue Monday Night.
All
Oops.
A
right,
what?
Blue Monday. You get it?
Well,
I got the Monday
Monday.
blues.
the thing is,
Oh,
we're just trying to make it so that this kind of issue is talked about. That is one of the goals of this show, is
true.
to talk about the issues that don't get much coverage on the press.
On Jen.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this. It's International Women's Day.
Yeah, I
So
We
forgot
got
there is
about
two
that.
that. No, I'm
great
kidding.
women right here.
Thank
We have
you,
Aw.
we
thank you,
have
thank
two
you.
really great women, two really great parts of this show right down here, as according to my view, and I've got an amazing woman beside me.
Hmm.
I
Well, you want
have
to know something, Frodo?
amazing ears. I don't
Hey,
have ash in my
Thank
mom's
you.
thank
ear.
you, Frodo. Thank you.
No
I hate
problem.
to say it, but if anyone's looking for applause out of me, and I wish I were kidding about that, if anyone's looking for applause out of me for having the right accident of birth, you're barking up the wrong tree.
Huh.
The reason I say it like that, my last job, I had a stand up meeting with my coworkers, and the manager brought up that it was either International Women's Day or Women's History Month, and tried to leave everybody in a round of applause for all the women there, and I didn't because I thought I'm not going to be a sheep here.
That's
Thinking
understandable.
on this is like
Come on, why did?
Well, I will tell you something. Outside of the family, I don't get compliments that often. You know, so I
Outside of this
appreciate
show,
why.
outside of this show.
yeah.
You know, I,
And you guys, you and Shirley really do a lot for this show. You may not think you do, Janet, but here's the thing. You've been on my side through this show from day one.
Hmm.
I couldn't I really couldn't do this show without your guys' support.
I think we'd all agree when I say it doesn't matter what your body's like. What matters is what you do.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I could see like someone, big and everything is like, look, if he's capable of doing the job, I don't care how the person looks as long as he or she can do the job.
I don't should forget about. You know what? I now you're gonna laugh. I watch a lot of the Asian videos,
Uh-huh.
and there are some, and
Yeah,
sometimes they
that
make
guy's.
the point. You could be a beautiful person, have the good looks and this and that on the outside, but but your inside is rotten,
Ugly to the core. Yeah.
rotten to the core. It's not what's on the outside; it's what's here that counts.
Mhm.
Oh, good. I think my skin quit irritating.
Hey.
Nothing like getting your attention grabbed
Yeah,
with a
she
bunch
does.
of ramen broth going down your shirt.
Ugh.
Better on your chest than on your crotch.
I've had
Yes.
that happen to me with hot chocolate. I had a mug of really hot cocoa in my hand, and I spilled it right down below in the
Okay.
crotch, and I got blisters. And that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, no. I mean, in all seriousness, I may have a shot for a job. It's gonna be a
Ooh,
little less than what I've made before, but it's something.
can you tell us about it? Or
Yes, I can actually. It is a possibility with a company in East Montgomery, and now this is for real. This is not a scam, okay?
not one of those
Because
work from home deals?
yeah, it's not one of those, and that's fine. That's okay. So,
Before we continue, I want to make sure everyone's aware that listens to the show, whether it be on demand or whatever, that the last job opportunity Shirley had came out to be a very big scam, and
hmm
it was it's not her fault that she got caught up in it,
Let's
but
just say it resulted in something very unpleasant and
Yeah.
let it go at that.
Yeah.
yep, we'll just leave it at that and just
Hmm.
say it. So when she's saying this one is not a scam, I'm watching it
Yeah.
and hopeful for her. So
Yeah. Because
continue.
yeah, it's like basically a printing job. Let me look at that
Oh,
one more time.
gross.
Printer support, printer operations, customer service. Yeah, and this, and I checked. This person is real. Name of the company that is is the technical recruiter for Tech Systems. This is for real because I've been to the
Yeah,
website. I know.
I've used
So,
tech systems.
mm-hmm. I've been to the website. So, I sent the updated resume. I'm trying to wait for a call. If it comes tomorrow morning, fine. If it doesn't, I'm just gonna have to keep trying,
Yep.
Yeah.
and that's okay. But I just want to get a job, you know.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think the scammers knew that I was desperate to get a job.
And that's the thing that really pisses me off the most about it
Hmm.
is that scammers like that use the fact that people in this economy in this day and age are looking for jobs because they want to do something, and they use that to their advantage
Yep.
as, oh, they'll accept it, they'll pay for whatever we tell them to so that we can make sure that they we can claim they have a job.
And you know what the hell of it all was?
What?
No, you already know this.
Yeah.
The scammers called her back
Yeah, they tried to communicate with me again and
twice.
said, I ain't falling for your little trick anymore. Now, here's the good news. The bank had actually sent me a copy of that check from the original situation. So I turned that over to my brother, who works with the Montgomery Police Department. And he said, he said, as long as you've got evidence, turn it in. Doesn't matter how late it is.
You want to know something,
Yep.
Shirley?
What?
You're damn lucky you caught it early.
Yeah,
That's the
could have.
only.
Yeah, and I'm so glad the bank totally stopped that $4,900 check. Because if they hadn't, I cashed it, there probably could have been even more problems.
Yeah, you would have been
Yeah,
in.
it would have possibly been a fraud charge on you.
Right, but thank goodness. But thank goodness, I realized see the bank. The bank. I'm so grateful to my bank. I mean, there may be things I may not like them doing, but my bank. I'm gonna go and mention it. It's Regents. They have been fantastic with me when it comes to ID theft. I almost became a victim twice. Bank stopped it.
That
So
is good. That is a
yeah,
sign of a good bank.
yeah. Regents have been my bank since I was in high school. It was like First Alabama. It was like Union, then First Alabama. It kept changing names and such. But I mean, in the past maybe 10 years or so, Regents has really come through for me, especially in terms of ID theft and fraud alert. I mean, they were so helpful. They notarized that affidavit of fraud I needed and so forth. And I said, and I noticed that the one I did was not the same bank. They said, don't worry about it as long as you have it. It doesn't matter about the bank. So,
So it
but
was a branch of Regions then.
no, no, no. It was a totally different thing. I think it was Tower Credit Union or something like that. But Reasons took it anyway because it's like, all as long as you have it, it doesn't matter what bank it's from. So
Hold on. I am going to find out where Tower Credit, what state Tower Credit Union is in.
I believe it's in
If it,
Texas. You see, I was just trying to find an affidavit of fraud to fill out. That's why. But I'm just glad. I think this. I think it's Tower Federal Credit Union if I remember right. But I mean, it's a legit bank. But like I said, the Regions
Tower
took
Credit Union.
yeah, Regions did take the affidavit of fraud, so that was okay.
Well, and like I said earlier, with regards to this job market and everyone and companies realizing that people want to work, it leaves a lot of room for fraudulent stuff to happen.
Yeah,
And and honestly,
Where the
it
meat is.
happens.
yep,
Shit happens.
yeah,
But
And is not the only, probably not the only one that same shit happened to.
No,
Yeah,
she's definitely not the only person that this has happened to. I've heard of at least 3,000 different cases of it. So
I believe
she's
it.
definitely not in any minority here.
Yeah, I'm not the first. I won't be the last.
Exactly, and that's a big problem because, as I said, as I said to you before, Shirley, it's a lot easier for people to rip others off than try to earn their money the honest way.
Hmm.
It's much easier to earn it the easy way by
Yeah.
ripping off.
Well, that's not technically earning.
No, I don't think it is either. It's
Mm.
stealing, but
Yeah.
but like if they could, they'd probably try and do it to John.
Yeah, and then here's the kicker. Another person emailed me saying, "Hey, if you just give me your cell phone number," it's like, I know what that is. He wants my account number. Forget it.
Yep.
It's like I knew that. I said, "Sorry,
Yeah.
I don't." It's like, "Thank you, whoever you are, but I'm not falling for it anymore."
And here's the thing I'm going to say from now on, Shirley. If you have anything else like that happen where you have an opportunity, let me know.
Oh,
Not
count on it.
because.
Because believe it or not, I had an email from a totally different company. It says, I think it was called American Pharmaceuticals Limited. Had the exact same setup, and I trashed that thing in 10 seconds. It's like, I ain't falling for this again.
Yeah.
Enough.
Yeah. Your
Well,
best bet's always to go straight to a company or to a job search website and to set up a save search.
Yeah.
yep.
'Cause the hint it gives you,
I
yeah,
know
the
when you do a search on Google,
Hmm.
they have incognito, window where you could go incognito, nobody can track you.
Well, nobody can.
No, no, that I don't think that incognito works that way. I think it works when
It
you're trying to play
okay.
games and then you don't want anyone to
Pause.
see it. Yeah.
Okay. Incognito mode, all it does is ensure that no traces of whatever you're doing are saved on your computer. Anyone upstream from your transmission, so your router, your ISP, your everyone else that has access to it can see everything you're doing. It just prevents traces from being left on your computer. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. It makes sense. Yeah, it's just that,
Well,
I mean, these guys played me.
yeah, and
like I
you
said
were
earlier,
falling for it hook, line, and sinker till they asked you for Bitcoin, right?
Yeah. That's when I started realizing, wait a minute. Something's not right here. I should
And
Shirley,
the
that's
honest truth is I should have caught that from the get-go when they started asking me to send money in.
Shirley, this is why I started calling this Blue Monday night.
All right, let's get a chuckle.
um
Who watched the
That
finale
chicken
of
story.
WandaVision?
oh, I
no
did.
spoilers.
Oh, you haven't watched it. Okay.
I haven't watched any of WandaVision, and from what I'm hearing, it was a one season series and it's done.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
it is.
So good though.
Oh yeah. And here's something you might want to know. I found this out. Let me check with Facebook because I saw something from WandaVision where Shackman has been nominated for something already.
It was
I
Agatha.
I hereby nominate Janet for most troublemaker self in a news
Hey,
show.
What are
no,
you
he's the
nominating me for?
troublemaker. He's the troublemaker.
It was
Just the
Janet
woman
all
pointing with her
along.
middle
All right,
finger.
here it is. Here it
Did you
is.
hear that?
All right,
Did you
here it
hear
is.
that?
Matt Shackman has been nominated for Outstanding Directorial Achievement in Movies for Television and Limited Series by the Directors Guild of America.
The
Did you hear
dad.
what Mike said? Did
What?
you hear what
Welcome,
Mike
Butcher
said?
Boy.
Nope.
It was Janet all along.
Yeah, that's part. Let's just say that's part of it.
Hashtag
That's my ass.
hashtag blame the star child.
No, no,
It
no,
wa-
no. I got no, no, no.
Hashtag blame B button.
Go ahead,
No,
Mike.
no, no, no. I got something even
Hashtag
better.
blame
It,
Matt Damon.
I got something better. It was Lulu all along. It was
Is
like
she on
frick off,
screen?
dude.
No, it wasn't Lulu.
It was
Oh,
Maddie.
Maddie all
Maddie all
along.
along.
it was
Hey,
Maddie
Maddie.
all along.
Hey, what was that little bit Agatha said at the end? I
I
killed
killed
Sparky.
too.
Too.
What was Sparky the dog?
Yes.
Sparky was their dog. Was Wanda's dog.
Dog.
And that asshole bitch killed the dog.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, Joker,
That's a freebie.
Yes.
I think you need to watch Pet Cemetery with Ash.
Remake or original?
Good movie.
Original.
Watch the original, then read the novel, then watch the remake.
No.
Good, better, better. I'm serious. I've
Dude,
seen the
I
original.
can't watch horror movies. I get anxious really easily from that.
Okay, makes sense to me.
I
You
guess
know
that
I'm
showing
just
you my
teasing
copy
you,
of
right?
Sphere is out of the question.
What, John?
I guess showing you my copy of Sphere is out of the question.
Pretty much. The only horror movie that I can watch is called Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah.
I was afraid you were going to say it's called Ghostbusters.
No,
Oh,
actually, you know what he
Man, that
needs
cold
to
water
watch?
felt good.
You know what he needs to watch?
What's that?
All 7 Saw movies.
Pet Cemetery makes me think I'm going to look something up real quick.
That's fine.
Oh, I'm
The
gonna
only
tell you
reason
something.
why
Oh, go ahead, Mike.
the only reason why I watch Maximum Overdrive because the music is done by AC/DC.
But yeah,
All of
like
it. Original score and everything done by AC/DC. The instrumentals,
you're banned from A.
everything.
And of course, having
Mike,
that
you're
big,
banned from
having
AC/DC.
that big old head of the Green Goblin on one of the trucks.
I always
That's
wondered if that
hilarious.
were even possible, but yeah.
What had the head of the Green Goblin on it?
Maximum Overdrive. There was like on
Maximum
one of the
Overdrive.
trucks, on one of the big rigs, on the very front, there was a giant head of the Green Goblin from Marvel
It was
Comics.
the Happy Toys truck.
Yeah,
Toys with a Z, not an S.
right.
And
man.
that truck ended up like being the leader of the whole gang, I
Being
think.
the leader.
You guys remember this from The Dark Knight? Circus truck painted up so it reads, "Slaughter is the best medicine." Glad to see you in
Joker had a
circus.
twisted sense of humor.
Yeah.
The question is, does Oracle have the same?
I don't know. Hey, Mike, you know if Ash has a disliking of horror movies also?
I know. I
No,
like.
she loves horror movies. It's just me that doesn't.
I like
Ah.
horror movies.
Okay.
I watch-
So Ash,
Okay, she needs
Yeah.
to show you a horror movie, and she needs to sing a slightly gender-bent version of the song "Thriller" to you, as she does. Boy, I can thrill you more than any good dead
No.
Ashley,
There was one horror movie I liked, but it was more like a horror comedy.
What's
How
that-
many
what's
of you
that?
guys watched Creepshow? Like, saw the movie
Um,
I
Creepshow?
remember bits and pieces.
I got the
I saw an
perfect
old
movie
Rugrats
for you to
episode
show
called Candy
Joker.
Bar Creep
What's
Show.
that?
Killer Clowns from Outer
Yes.
Oh.
Space.
Or better yet, this one. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Blob.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Okay, this one I'm
Blob.
gonna hate saying because it's gonna give me the willies, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Arachnophobia.
Arachnophobia.
Yep,
Oh.
arachnophobia. I figured that was
You know
coming.
what's funny? I got something good for you. You guys remember the show Dinosaurs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
One of the main stars of Arachnophobia was the voice of Earl Sinclair.
I
Oh,
believe
was
it.
that John Goodman?
Nope. It was a man
John
named,
Goodman was in Arachnophobia, wasn't he?
this was an actor whose name was Stuart Pankin.
Yes, I know who he is.
He was also in Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves, and he did a bunch of Burger King commercials.
Mm-hmm.
The weird thing is, hearing him outside a costume, you don't hear Earl Sinclair that much.
No.
Probably another voice actor.
No, he was the voice actor. Watch the credits for Dinosaurs. Earl Sinclair, voice, Spank.
Huh. Cool.
God damn it.
What?
Not you.
Then who?
Me.
Where'd Mike go?
Now,
Ashley, where'd Mike go?
Sorry.
Here.
He's working on my computer.
No,
Okay.
he's not working on your computer. He's working over your computer.
That's true.
Oh man, that cold water when it went down my shirt, it felt good. Eh, Did you hear what I did?
What'd you do?
I've been telling Ashley, I accidentally spilled hot ramen broth down my shirt at dinner.
Oh.
So the cold water trickling down from when I dripped felt good. I think when
I've
I
done
get
that
through here,
before.
I'm gonna give my dog
Damn it.
Yeah, I think when
some.
I know one thing for sure. When I get through here, go to bed, rest up, because tomorrow morning I'm gonna go ahead and take care of my taxes. I got my TurboTax stuff, so it's like I'm gonna get it done.
Yeah, and thank God. I hope you don't owe a whole lot of taxes.
Well, I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed I don't. So.
I
Damn
owed
it.
on state, got a greater refund on federal.
Oh yeah, that's usually the case. I always get a bigger refund on federal than state. So.
I forget,
Bless you.
does Alabama, it's been a while since I practiced there. Does Alabama tax federal tax refund?
I don't think so. I
You're
could be wrong
lucky.
on that. I'll have to check into
Iowa
that.
does.
hmm Yeah, I could be wrong about that.
Oh, look at my weird leaves.
Nice.
Who says they have to all be green?
Uh-huh. As far as I'm concerned,
Sorry,
when you get piece of artwork blank, do it however the hell you want.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm just still irritated with myself.
What'd you do?
Why?
Why?
Because of that one movie name.
Arachnophobia.
Oh. No.
Oh,
Okay, I'll stop.
Um,
I'll stop.
Ashley,
What's
Ashley,
a good one there?
I'll tell you
Yes.
something in private that I saw on Impractical Jokers the other day. I
Oh
just
my
can't
gosh.
do it in front of Frodo because it involves spiders.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
I love
yeah.
that show.
Remember? I don't know if people know this on the show, but I posted this earlier today.
Gene
I
Ghosts.
I've got I have a peeve with the phrase "never say never," and for me, the only exception has been the James Bond movie "Never Say Never Again." Unfortunately, I did not realize there are two songs that are called "Never Say Never." One is
I
by
remember
Jaden
one.
Smith featuring Justin Booger, and
Oh
the
God,
other
fuck
is
that.
actually from the movie An American Tail.
There's also a version from an old episode of The Little Rascals called Our Gang Follies of 1936.
Oh, okay.
Well,
All right.
I'm
So in
just gonna
those
say
cases,
this.
I will allow the reference to be made, but it's just that I personally have that peeve with the phrase "never say never."
Oh God, and I took my time
Okay.
picking up body parts off the floor.
Always say always then.
Let's
That
just say it
doesn't
was
make a lot of
sometimes.
sense.
I don't. That's too
All
much.
right. Well,
I'm just trying to reverse the
I know.
never say never.
I know. Like I said, those are probably the exceptions to the rule. But then again, I don't like Justin Booger anyway.
Call him Justin Bieber.
Justin Booger. No, that's Booger isn't even a good nickname for him anymore.
Beaver? How about Beaver?
No, he doesn't even deserve
well, you
that.
want to know something? He hasn't been getting in a lot of trouble that I know of.
He does.
Cut him a little
His new
slack right
nickname
now.
for this show for
He's
now.
always in
Yeah.
trouble.
His new nickname for this show is Justin Butthole. I hate him too.
I can never stand him. Let me see. Where was that one town I found the other
You
day?
know what? I
Arcor?
am going
No.
to retreat. How close are we? How
We're
We're a
pretty
close are
close to
we,
quarter
the
after
Shane?
end.
9.
We're close to the end. I'm trying to find that
Okay, then
one
I'll hold
town
out
name I
on.
had before. Not Slap Out. Not
Burnt
Slick Lizard.
corn.
Hey, hey! Anytime anybody ever tells you to go to hell, you can say no thanks. It's too cold there right now. There really is a hell,
In
Michigan.
Michigan. And there's also one in Norway.
Here's
Yeah,
the funny
yeah.
Well,
thing.
you know what?
Whenever I get those words said to me, you know what I say?
What?
What?
No thanks, I've already been there.
Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Lucifer was pissed at me because I tried to take the fucking place over.
Yeah, well, I'll
Uh,
tell you this much. Hey, I'll tell you something funny. Um, we were, we were we were talking about weird town names yesterday. Well,
Last night, yeah,
yeah,
I brought it up. Or I think,
yeah, and this was
oh, you
so
brought it up.
yeah, and
You
this
brought
was
it up with Intercourse, Alabama, I think it
yep,
was.
yep, yep. We have an intercourse, Alabama.
Where is that in
It's in
Alabama
It's
anyway?
in Sumter County, very close to the border of Mississippi. But then
Isn't
this is my
Who
favorite.
in the hell came up with that name anyway?
I have no idea, but here's what I can tell you. I remember when I was on my road trip going to see Janet in 2016. When I went up I-22, I found Scuffle Grit Road.
Scuffle grit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got a good one.
Okay.
There is a street in Marion in my neck of the woods. This is for all you Potterheads out there. Called Surrey Drive.
Oh, where the
Dursley
Dursleys
lived.
lived.
No, Dursley's lived on Privet Drive.
Oh.
Yeah, but they lived in Surrey.
Oh,
Yep.
okay,
Alright.
yeah. And by the way,
Number
Frodo, your
4
camera's
Privet
shaking.
Drive, Surrey.
Little
Your
William
camera's shaking,
Surrey.
Frodo.
Yeah, your camera's
You're
shaking
bouncing
up.
up.
Is Maddie playing with it?
Straighten out your camera.
No, that's my tick going off.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, we have why? What is some of the
Why Arizona?
Yeah, why Arizona? There's nowhere Arizona.
Yeah.
Why nowhere?
Let's see. There's Surprise, Arizona.
Surprise. That's not unusual. Why and nowhere?
Well, thanks.
Oh, wiki up.
Yeah, yeah. When I found about the little
There's
trading post of
Chicken,
Wiki Up,
Alaska.
yeah, I believe
Before
that
we
one.
go,
I like
wiki
Kokomo,
up. Before
Indiana.
you go.
Hold on. I got 15 of them. So we want to go? Let's go.
Okay, well,
Oh,
we better
boy.
hurry because it's already 9:18. I got an idea. How about we do this? Want to save it for Wednesday or tomorrow?
Sure.
No,
Yeah.
this is gonna be quick because
Okay.
it's a list.
Okay.
We got Bat Cave, North Carolina.
I mentioned that last night.
We got Booger Hole, West Virginia.
Like that one.
Booger holes.
We got Chicken, Alaska.
Remember that one?
We got Ding Dong, Texas.
Nice.
Oh, geez.
We've got Hot Coffee, Mississippi.
Oh no.
Not something
We've
I
got-
want in Mississippi.
We've
What?
got Intercourse, Pennsylvania, which was
There's what?
formerly known as Cross Keys.
Oh wow.
We got Monkey's Eyebrow, Kentucky, the goose capital of Mid-America. We got Peculiar, Missouri. We've got PP, Ohio.
Spelled phonetically.
Spell it.
P-E-E. We got Santa Claus, Indiana.
That we know.
Okay.
I'm
I'm familiar with that one.
I'm familiar
We've
with
got
that
Scratch Ankle, Alabama.
one. Yep, that was mentioned last night.
Where is Scratch Ankle?
Let me find out. I'm on the website already.
Okay, go.
We've got Truth or Consequences, New Mexico.
Yep, I remember that one.
We got Why Arizona. We already mentioned that.
Uh-huh.
We've got Why Not North Carolina.
Oh yeah.
We've got ZY ZZYZX
Zysix?
Yeah, Zizix, California.
I've heard of that one.
That's got to be near Silicon Valley with a name like that.
And that was the last one of this list.
Okay, let me talk about Scratch Ankle real quick. According to a 2003 story in the Gadsden Times, the Monroe County community of Scratch Ankle got its name from a plethora of pests. The story blames the itchy population on either the fleas that feasted on the multitude of cows and then humans, or on the mosquitoes that invaded the area. In both tales, residents were often seen scratching their ankles. So good.
Okay. All right.
So hence the name Scratch Ankle. And we also have Screamer, Alabama.
Square is Screamer.
Let me
Know what I
see.
think is a nice town name?
What?
New Madrid, Missouri.
Oh yeah, because that's where the fault line is.
Yep.
Okay, let me see. Screamer is located in the northern part of Henry County. Let's see. Let's see. There's two stories about it. To start with, sound carries very well in the hills and valleys of the northern part of Henry County, and the first story is that the sounds of the Native Americans can be heard clearly. The other origin story comes from the sounds of the steamboat whistles would make from the nearby port city of Otho on the banks of the Chattahoochee River. That town is now underneath Lake Eufaula / Lake Walter F. George, and the community of Screamer is all that remains. And there is a volunteer fire department by the photo.
Oh no.
What
Let's
nice.
see.
And of course,
I
my
got
favorite
another
one,
one that
Slap
says some.
Out.
How about Placentia, California?
Oh
You know
wow.
what? You guys,
Um,
I'm going to bail because I want to give the dogs some of their cuddle time before
Yeah, and
I
I
go
want
to
to get
bed.
some sleep myself.
is there a
So
Fallopius, California?
Can I call tomorrow,
yeah, Janet, because
Shirley?
all I'm doing is working on taxes.
Where was that in California?
Placentia, California.
Okay.
Almost like
Forgive
placenta. Gotcha.
I think there's a
forgive
town
us.
somewhere called Majora.
There's Briny Breezes, Florida.
That makes sense. You ever heard of Lake Okeechobee?
96,
Yep.
96 South Carolina.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Janet.
Alright.
Yep.
We'll see you all tomorrow. And Frodo, I apologize for triggering your arachnophobia.
And you did it again.
Alright.
Last Chance, Iowa.
And there's JJ in
I
the chat.
mentioned
Hey,
that last night
JJ.
too.
Hi,
JJ.
JJ.
All right.
Good night,
There's
JJ.
there's an oblong, Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Colon, Michigan.
What?
There's Bluegrass, Iowa.
I'd have thought that'd be in Kentucky.
Yep.
We got Hooker, Oklahoma.
I believe that one.
And we got Popejoy, Iowa.
Alright. I think this is a good point to stop, don't you think?
Good idea.
After all, I do gotta get some sleep.
I'm sorry, I was trying to get some laughter out.
Yeah, that's
Oh, I
fine.
got one.
Yeah, we're-
Hey, it worked. It worked. We needed
Alright.
it.
Love, peace, and chicken grease, y'all. I'm out.
Alright.
Good night, everybody.
Well,
Alright, well, wait a minute. I still gotta do the ending and such. So, basically, here's the schedule for the rest of the week. Tomorrow, of course, is Tune In Tuesday. Wednesday is Warzone Wednesday. And who knows, we may talk about more crazily named towns. Thursday, we're gonna take the night off. Because I think it's about time we did. And then Friday, of
Nothing wrong
course,
with
we're gonna retry Shell Shock Live. Since we couldn't
Yeah, but-
quite do it this past Friday.
How about
So-
on Thursday we test Shell Shock Live, see whether or not it works?
Okay.
It works. It's just a matter of having hosts.
Yeah,
to
because I've
actually
never
run the
hosted one.
room.
Frodo has, so I was like, I have no idea.
We'll see.
All right.
Anyway, in the words of Yakko Warner. Good night, everybody.
Yeah. All right. Let me do the ending. All right. With that in mind, I am going to say seriously, love, peace, and chicken grease. Everybody have a great night. Sleep well. Stay safe. Stay warm. Stay dry. Just don't do anything crazy. And we'll see you tomorrow for Tune In Tuesday. Good night, everybody.
Good
Night,
night.
everyone. See you Tuesday.